Here are my Week 9 college football picks against the spread.
I got a feel-good story for you. What else do you want the man to do? We're counting down the best plays. How do you define success?
George Wrighster.
I told you I'd be back, baby. 4-1 last week in my picks against the spread. My only loss was my own Oregon Ducks letting me down, giving up a garbage touchdown at the end of the game versus Washington State. But I'm sitting pretty at 22-10-3 on the season. And if you've been betting with me, treat yourself to a nice steak dinner. You deserve it, and I know you can afford it. Now, here are my Week 9 picks. Florida plus 14.5 in the biggest cocktail party of them all versus Georgia in Jacksonville. The Gators defense is due. They've been solid, but they haven't been getting to the quarterback, and they haven't been generating turnovers at a rate that's going to help their head coach Billy Napier stick around. This is the ultimate prove-it game, and a win would even put them in the driver's seat in the SEC East. Next game, Cal plus 11 versus USC. Cal runs the ball between the tackles surprisingly well for a team with a beat-up offensive line. And if their coach, Justin Wilcox, is smart, he'll hand the ball off to Jaden Ott and Isaiah Ifanse 40-plus times to keep this game close, because the Trojans' defense has looked like a pig on ice all season. Ole Miss minus 24.5 versus Vanderbilt. Las Vegas must know something that we don't, because this is one of the most head-scratching lines of the weekend. It feels like bait to get big money on a Vandy team that only lost by 17 to Georgia last week. Look for Jackson Dart to have a monster game at quarterback for Ole Miss. Washington minus 26.5 at Stanford. Washington survived a scare last week, and Stanford has been frisky at times this year. But one thing the Cardinal can't handle is a team full of athletes on both sides of the ball. They've lost by at least 5 touchdowns to USC, UCLA, and Oregon, and it's going to happen again this weekend versus the Huskies. And my lock of the week, my Oregon Ducks minus 6.5 at Utah. Betting against Utah in Rice-Eccles Stadium is a good way to set money on fire. But if my Ducks can't get a one-score win over a walk-on pig farmer at quarterback and a converted safety at running back, then I deserve to have my money burned.